Wat Phnom. Wat Phnom is a Buddhist temple, Wat, in Doun Penh, Phnom Penh. It is a pagoda that symbolizes the name of Phnom Penh and a historical site that is part of the Khmer national identity. Wat Phnom has a total height of 46 meters, 150 feet. The pagoda is named after Lady Penh from the story of the discovery of the 5 statues, 4 Buddha statues and 1 Vishnu statue. In 1372, a wealthy old lady named Penh lived on a small hill near the bank of the confluence of the 4 rivers. One day, when it was raining, Penh went down to the port to take a bath and saw a floating koki tree in the river, and she called the village to fish it from the water. She and the villagers took a piece of wood to scrape off the mud, and in the hole of the koki tree, there were 4 Buddha statues made of bronze, brass, and 1 made of marble. Another statue was in the form of Vishnu with the hands holding a staff, a chain, a snail, and a lotus flower. Penh asked the villagers to help retrieve the koki tree and retrieve the 4 treasures. Later, Penh assigned the villagers to build an artificial hill and build a small wooden temple on top of the hill to house the statue. She invited monks to bless the statues, and the monks named the hermitage Wat Phnom, which is known to this day. 15th century. King Ponhea Yat, also known as Baram Rachia I, was king of Cambodia and reigned at Tolbasan, Sri Santhor, for 9 years. At the time there was severe flooding in that area, during which the capital was flooded deep in 1396 AD. When the water receded that year, he ordered Chow Ponhea Deko, the governor of Samrong Tong province, to build a new palace in Rasi Keo village in the area of Wat Phnom today. Chow Ponhea Deko ordered the people to dig from an area which is now located where the central market currently stands. The hole created a lake called Boan Deko. After a year of flooding, King Ponhea Yat moved his court from Tolbasan, Kampong Cham province, to the confluence of the Tunnel Sap River in 1397 AD. After the completion of the palace, King Ponhea Yat ordered the construction of a hermitage hut on the top of the mountain near the temple of Wat Phnom, the hermitage of the district chief, which Cambodians today call Nik Ta Priya Chow, and Wat Phnom called Wat Phnom Doun Penh, which marks the name of Grandma Doun Penh. After completing the construction of his palace and city, he named the city Chakdamak Sakal Kampuchea Thibdiyudia Mohanakar in 1416 AD. His reign at Chakdamak began the Chakdamak period of the Kingdom of Kampuchea in 1431. After his death, a large stupa was built for him at the top of Wat Phnom. The sanctuary itself was rebuilt several times in the 19th century and again in 1926. The interior has a central altar complex with a large bronze-seated Buddha surrounded by other statues, flowers, candles, and items of devotion and worship. The walls are covered with murals, especially of Jataka stories of the Buddha's earlier reincarnations before his attainment of enlightenment. There are also murals depicting stories from the Ryamkar, the Khmer version of the Ramayana. The newer murals in the bottom tiers are somewhat balanced, traditional, and modern. The southwest corner of the temple and stupa is a small shrine dedicated to Lady Penh. The front is often crowded with the faithful bringing their prayers and food offerings to the woman deemed responsible for the founding of the Wat. Wat Phnom appeared on the Travel Channel documentary, 1000 Places to See Before You Die. It also served as the pit stop for the fourth leg of the amazing Race 15. Wat Phnom, the official name, is Wat Phnom Vedi Ria Kavaram, literally means the Temple of Lotus, which was built by the king, is a Wat pagoda located on Phnom Penh, Cambodia. It is to the south of the Royal Palace on the western side of Wat Phnom Park. Wat Phnom is a Khmer Buddhist pagoda in Phnom Penh, built by King Panhia Yat, 1405 to 1467, in the 15th century, located south of the Royal Palace of Cambodia. This pagoda is one of the 5 oldest pagodas in Phnom Penh with ancient origins. Wat Phnom Wadi is officially named Wat Phnom Wadi Riachevaram. This temple is the former Khob Tayong Pagoda, because this is the land of Tayong, he is a farmer, which is one of the 5 pagodas built by King Panhia Yat in 1434. In 1865, King Norodom began to rebuild the temple of Wat Khob Tayong, and he changed his name to Wat Phnom Wadi Riakvaram, which means the temple of the king with a lotus flower as a fence. Today, this temple is abbreviated as Wat Phnom Wadi or Wat Phnom. Established by King Panhia Yat in 1442, Wat Phnom is one of the most important and original pagodas in Phnom Penh. The Wat was originally named Wat Khob Tayong or Wat Taong originally. It was called Wat Khob Tayong because this is the land of Tayong, the plantation owner. And at the time of the construction of the royal palace in the 1860s, when it was assigned to the Cambodian branch of the Dhammayuttika Nikaya, it was renamed Bodham Wadhiai by monk Kantai Tapadi after a former lotus pond on the site. Politician and eminent persons of the city are buried here. Also, many prominent Cambodian bhikkhus have been ordained at the Wat. UBO and the Khmer Writers Association have their headquarters at the Wat. Later, during the reign of Samdech Priya Sokenbat and later kings, Phnom Penh abandoned Phnom Penh to build a new city in Tolbasan in 1508, and other places, Khob Tayong Pagoda. The construction was quiet until it became a pagoda. In the forest, not even a single monk lives and has been abandoned by the locals for hundreds of years. His name is known only in the royal genealogy, while the real location is a tabernacle with a leaf and a stone pillar. A boundary in a high hill forest nearby, from the east, has a small, long hut where Taong digs water to irrigate his crops, and the locals often come to fetch this water to use. Until 1865, King Norodom abandoned Udom to build Phnom Penh for the second time. He ordered that timber be transported from Udom to build a temple on the hill. To the west of the pagoda, pour the soil, expand the hill, and dig the old ditch deeper than before, and then plant lotus trees in the ditch of the 3 corners of the pagoda. The name from Wat Khob Tayong to Wat Phnom Vedi Riakvaram means the presence of the lotus as a fence, the best temple of the king forever. Later, in 1887, King Norodom received the Bodhisattva tree and the relics of the Buddha from Sri Lanka, and he celebrated the 3-day ceremony to plant the Bodhisattva tree in front of Wat Phnom Vedi Riakvaram. In 1909, during the reign of King Sisowath, Samdak Priyamunkal Tepakari Eam celebrated the burial ceremony of the relics at the upper level, while the relics of Samdak Priya Sokunthi were buried at the lower level in the main stupa, which was built by Samdak. 33 meters high, quadrangular in shape, south of the temple, called the Eight-Way Stupa, there are small stupas accompanying all four corners, each 6 meters high, with towers on all four corners, highlighting the ornate design. In 1937, during the reign of King Sisowath Manavong, Wat began to dismantle the old temple and build a new one. Among the 4,676 pagodas, as of 2014, and the many monuments that are revered by the Cambodian people, Wat Bodum Vedi is one of the most sacred pagodas in the Kingdom of Cambodia with a related history. With the emergence of Phnom Penh, this pagoda is 260 meters long from west to east and 202 meters wide from north to south, located in Doun Penh section, Phnom Penh. Wat Phnom is a wat located on Sisowath Quay in Phnom Penh, Cambodia, near the Royal Palace of Cambodia. As the seat of Cambodia's Mohanake order, it is the most important wat of Phnom Penh, and the center of Cambodian Buddhism. It was established in 1443 and consists of 44 structures. It was damaged during the Khmer Rouge period but has since been restored. The main complex houses a stupa that contains what is believed to be an eyebrow hair of Lord Buddha and an inscription in Pali. The name of Wat Phnom commemorates one of the holiest relics in Cambodia, a hair, lam, from the whorl, una, between the eyebrows of the Buddha. The silver pagoda is located on the south side of the royal palace in Che Chumnias, Phnom Penh. The official name is Wat Ubisoth Ratanaram, also known as Wat Priya Keo Morakot, which is commonly shortened to Wat Priya Keo in Khmer. The vihara houses many national treasures, including many golds and jeweled Buddha statues. The most significant are a small green crystal Buddha, the Emerald Buddha of Cambodia. Some sources maintain it was made of baccarat crystal in the 17th century, but that's not possible since baccarat crystal didn't exist until the 18th century, and other sources indicate it was made in the 19th century by Lalik, a glass designer who lived in the 19th to 20th century, and a life-sized gold Maitreya Buddha commissioned by King Sisowath, weighing 90 kilograms and dressed in royal regalia and set with 9584 diamonds, the largest of which weighing 25 carats, created in the palace workshops during 1906 and 1907. After the Cambodian Civil War, the gold Maitreya Buddha lost most of its 2,000 diamonds. During King Norodom Sihanouk's pre-Khmer Rouge reign, the silver pagoda was inlaid with more than 5,329 silver tiles, and some of its outer facades was remodeled with Italian marble. However, only a small area of these tiles are available to be viewed by the public on entering the pagoda. The wall that surrounds the structures is covered with murals of the Riamkar painted in 1903 to 1904 by Cambodian artists, directed by the architect of the Silver Pagoda Othapnim at Mak. The legend of Priya Ko Priya Keo is also represented by two statues. It is a notable Wat Buddhist temple in Phnom Penh, its grounds being used for various national and royal ceremonies. The cremated remains of Norodom Sihanouk are interred in the stupa of Kanta Bofa, located on the temple's compound. Priya Keo Morakot Temple does not have monks, so King Norodom Sihanouk went to live there during the construction of Priya Phnos for a year, on the 14th day of the second month of the year.
Kornop Vasak, B 2490, July 31, 1947, he was ordained as a monk and took the temple of Priya Keo Morakot Chui as a place of Dharma to take up the practice of Dharma
every day. Due to the fact that Priya Keo Morakot Temple has a monarch as a monk, this temple was renamed Wat Ubasoth Priya Chin Rangzi Raichian Norodom Rat Naram, which means What Priya Dharma of the Dharma Pagoda God of the Light King Norodom Wealth Aries. This temple is called Priya Vihir Priya Keo Morakot because of its statue, made of precious stones made from emeralds, kept in this temple. This temple is called Wat Prak by foreign tourists because the floor is made of silver. The whole floor is covered with 5,329 pieces of silver, and one tablet weighs 1,125 kilograms. There are 1,650 artifacts on display in the temple, most of which are made of gold, silver, bronze, and adorned with precious stones such as diamonds, rubies, sapphires, and other precious stones. The statue is made of 90 kilograms of gold and contains 9,584 diamonds, the largest of which is 25 carats. This quarterly monarch had a history with the Lonzang dynasty of Laos, now has the same shape as the Lao Phra Bang, a gift from the Cambodian king to the Lao king. Phang Gum when the Thai king invaded Angkor, 1352 to 1357, during the reign of King Suryavong. Priya Arya Meadery was established in a workshop at the palace during 1906 and 1907 by King Sisawath of Cambodia. The walls surrounding the buildings are covered with Riamkar paintings painted in 1903 to 1904 by a Cambodian artist led by the architect of Wat Prak Oknhatepnim at Mak. The legend of Priya Ko Priya Keo is also represented by these two sculptures. Also edit the content and year of the story. Mural on the walls of the Wat. On the walls of the gallery are ancient paintings that tell the story of Riamkar from beginning to end. This painting was painted in 1903 to 1904 under the direction of Oknhatepnimet, painted by 40 Cambodian artists. This painting starts from the eastern gallery on the south side and surrounds the entire gallery, which is 642 meters long and 3 meters high. This means that people look at this gallery in a circle. The ancient paintings around the Riamkar gallery show the peculiarities that are not captured or completely copied from the Indian Ramayana, because in Riamkar the story seems to be somewhat inaccurate. The secret is to look far ahead to know the story behind it, or until you know some Ramayana stories to understand. The content of this Riamkar story is interpreted in some scenes as a big-skinned puppet show or as various sculptures and used as a divination of fortune tellers. Today, these paintings are in a state of disrepair and are slowly disappearing due to weather and rock-eating germs, as well as human-caused vandalism. In 1985, the Cambodian government collaborated with the Polish government on a project to protect and restore the paintings, but the restoration of the paintings took only 5 years to complete, with funding coming from the budget. the project has expired. With a royal decree from His Majesty King Norodom Sihanouk in 2015, the project was revived with the cooperation of a group of foreign and Cambodian craftsmen. Many more. Next, it is strongly hoped that the next generation of Cambodian children will see this wonderful painting again.